Hi guys, welcome to Making Mindfulness Fun. In this series, we are talking about how each Enneagram expresses and processes anger. And today, I am so excited because as a type 8, I am the queen of anger. So I have all the tips for you in how to, would you even think that, right? With this smile like that I get angry? But as they can attest, I do have a trigger point that comes out quite easily. In fact, as a type 8, we are the best at anger.
So if this is your first time to our channel, here at Making Mindfulness Fun, we help you on your journey to higher consciousness so you can experience more joy, love, and emotional liberation.
Before we get into type 8 and anger video, please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on those post notifications because every day we're putting out a video on mindfulness, chakras, or Enneagram, you name it.
All right, type 8, we are the best at anger because it's the first emotion we feel and we just express it. So one thing that makes that amazing and super healthy is it's not getting constricted in our body, but the people around us don't really appreciate when we just spew fire like that. So we have to catch where that anger is stemming from and recognize that while to us, getting that anger out is just so easy, we don't even think about it. It's like brushing your teeth. But that it might be taken very harshly by other people. They don't know how to process it. And because we don't want to be alone, we want to have these amazing kids by us, that we have to catch. When they were younger, I used to have a mantra like, be who you want your kids to be, because I would hit my short fuse really easy. And I'm like, ooh, I'm like blowing up for no reason. And while that doesn't happen to me nearly as often anymore, it's taken a lot of mindfulness to understand where is my expectation coming from? Because I can handle so much. I just assume the world can handle so much. I love intensity. Doesn't the world love intensity? And that's not necessarily the case. So reflecting first on where is that anger coming from as far as from an expectation standpoint.
Yeah, and so in case just to recap, just so you remember this, is that type 8s are in the anger triad. They express anger. But something I wanted to note on is something I talk about a lot in my kids coaching, but I think it's equally as important for teens and adults, is that anger is a bodyguard. It is both an indicator of our desires, but it's also a bodyguard for those softer emotions. And this is a huge one for type 8s because type 8s are the aggressive, bold type. And that's because they feel like they can be the leaders, but they also have this feeling that they cannot be vulnerable. They are not allowed to be soft. They're not allowed to let someone else lead. They have to be the leaders. And so noticing that throughout your day is that, am I not allowing myself to be vulnerable at any point? Am I not allowing myself to relax and feel ease? Because often it's so easy for type 8s to just build up that anger and aggression because it just keeps them wired, it keeps them awake, and then they don't have to reflect on that vulnerability.
Yeah, so definitely trying to, maybe at the end of your day, trying to work on journaling. We recommend journaling for all Enneagram types, but in this case in particular, you try to, if you practice mindfulness often, you might be able to catch the anger in the moment because your anger comes out verbally. You're able to express your unfulfilled desire of expectation or other people. And so then the other thing is, once you realize that expectation, Enneagram 8's growth is to move into the type 2. So to realize that it's totally okay to have certain expectations of people, but you do have to let off some slack in certain areas. You can't have 100% expectations of people all the time.
I think what Isabel said about vulnerability is why expectations are so important, because I notice my expectation is completely linked to that feeling of vulnerability. If I was like, oh, I need to just like relax and chill out and make time for yoga in the middle of the day. Well, I can't, that's really hard for me to do because my expectation is high productivity, high achievement, being driven all the time. So it's not that your vulnerability in the sense of like I'm sad or I feel unworthy. There are those there too, but it's like purely like you look at yourself as not that valuable if you are not pushing to the extreme all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that covered most of it. Those.
Yeah. So leave a comment below if you're a type 8 and this resonates with you, and let us know if journaling is something you pick up, because I would love to hear how many type 8s out there are currently journaling. And stay tuned for our Enneagram type 9.
I want to hear about that because they're going to tell you I am the worst. We tell you to journal, and for a type 8 I'm like, can I do yoga again instead?
Like, I already have the thoughts
MFR?
in my brain. Like, I don't need to write them
Meditate.
down.
Do I
It's
have
not
to?
productive.
It's not productive. It's so, like, I can just think about it while I run. It's so much faster.
So you get bonus points. If you're type 8 and you like already journal, you have extra high fives to you because you're ahead of the game. And
Yeah,
stay
tell me,
tuned.
because you'll pressure me, because then I'll be like, oh wow, I want to be competitive. You're journaling. Well, I'm going to journal too.
Stay tuned for type 9.